Hit the subscribe button right now. Hey, you guys, it is your girl, Vet Green. Welcome to 2021. Can you believe that we actually made it? Like, we made it. Even though at times we felt like we were about to lose our mind. Y'all gonna make me lose my mind. 2020, 2020. Listen, it was real up in 2020 streets. It was so real. But if 2020 did not teach me anything, one of the main things I hope that it has taught everyone, and yesterday's antics up at the Capitol has also taught everyone, beware what you put out in these streets. Beware, because you cannot promote evil and expect that you are going to succeed. It doesn't work that way. Everything that we do, there is a consequence for, good and bad. So if we are going to promote evil, if we are going to promote negativity, that is exactly what we're going to get back. Exactly. So in today's episode, you guys, I want to talk about worthiness, because worthiness is a place that we must get to in order to succeed. When we operate in a space where we are not feeling worthy, where we are not feeling as if we should have or we deserve, then it sets us up to be in a state of mind where we aren't willing to work as hard because we don't believe we can achieve it. When you believe it, you will most definitely achieve it. A space of worthiness is something that is often stripped away from us because of the things that we go through in life. When we look around us, many times we don't see anything that we feel as though we should be worthy of because we're going through trials and tribulations of life. But through those trials and tribulations, you guys, there's lessons. If we can just stop for a moment and take in our life, take in what we're putting out, take in the things that we're going through, and ask ourselves, what has this thing come to show me in my life? Why am I going through this? What is it about my life that needs to change? What is it that is going on in the world that needs to change? When we begin to operate looking out that type of lens, we'll get all types of ideas. We'll get all types of blessings coming our way because like attracts like. So when I'm operating from a place of worthiness, feeling like, you know what? I'm going to put this work in right now because I believe and I'm trusting in God to bring me my blessing. I'm trusting in God that I can have the faith to know that everything in my life is happening for a reason. Because I'm putting in the work, because I'm changing my mindset, because I'm promoting positivity, because I'm removing all the negativity out of my life. I'm believing in God that something good is going to come from this. And oftentimes, you guys, we, in the translation, lose sight of why we should be feeling worthy. Let me explain, because I want you to get this, because you right now that's listening to this video may be like, what in the heck is she talking about? And you may not feel like this is for you. But it's not by chance that you clicked on this video. It's not by chance at all. It's not by chance that you are listening to this podcast right now. None of this is by chance. Everything happens for a reason. I've heard Oprah say that there's no such thing as luck, and I agree. There isn't anything called luck. It's you getting prepared to meet your opportunity because you know that you are worthy of that blessing, because you know that you are worthy of the riches that God said that you can have. And I'm not talking about just materialistic things. That has nothing to do with it. Because you can have all the money in the world and be poor on the inside. You get what I'm saying? So let's unpack this for a moment. Not believing that you deserve is like a crutch for many of us. How can you believe that you deserve to live in a big house? How can you believe that you deserve to drive a beautiful car or have that dream job or be comfortable enough in life that you can walk into the grocery store and pick whatever you want and not worry about if your account's going to be overdrawn or if you're going to get up to the cashier and be embarrassed because you're short some funds? How can you believe that when nothing in your life has told you that you are worthy of those things? How can you believe that when nothing around you is telling you that you are worthy of those things? How can you believe, right? The other challenge is leaving people behind. You have a group of friends and you've known each other forever. And within that group of friends, not too many of them want anything other than what they have right now, but you do. What do? How can you believe that you're worthy of it when other people around you and everyone around you don't believe they're worthy of it? So how can you be? Right? That's why it's very, very, very important that you watch your words and watch who you tell your dreams and aspirations to. Because if they can't believe it for themselves, they will never, ever, ever believe it for you. Sometimes we never see anything other than our environment. When my kids were young, you guys, I used to take them out in the car. I would pack them all out in the car and take them to these very wealthy neighborhoods because I wanted them to see something other than what they were seeing on an everyday basis and let them know that you can have this also. Right now, I smile on the inside when I'm in the car with one of my kids and they play Biggie Smalls' Notorious Juicy song, because when they were young, I would play that song, I would rap that song and let them know what they can have. I would let them know, and to this day, they all play that song. And I remember when Mommy used to play this song and tell us that we can be anything we wanted to be. You darn right. Because we got to let our kids know that you can dream big and you too can have this. Even though mommy or daddy or any parent may not have this right now, that does not mean that you can't have it. If you work hard, you can have that too. Because so many of us have been told quite the opposite. So many of our lives has shown us quite the opposite. So many people have had to stand out on the corner trying to get just a little bit of that pie, but went to jail trying. So our children need to see something different. You need to see something different. So I challenge you to go outside of your environment, your current environment, and see something different. You need to dream big. It is 2021. If we are not dreaming big, we are not dreaming at all. And that means that is a purpose lost. You don't want that for yourself, and you definitely do not want that for your family. The graveyard right now is boiling over with purposes that were never filled because they didn't believe they were worthy. And they passed that down from generation to generation. You guys have heard me say this time and time again. Someone has to break those generational curses. And that is one of them. The feeling of unworthiness. No matter who you are, no matter what you've gone through in life. Get outside your neighborhood. If your neighborhood is falling down right now and everything you see around you is just oppression, you need to get up out of there. Even though you may not be able to move out of that neighborhood right now because of circumstances, the more you remove yourself out of that neighborhood, the more ideas on how to get up out of there will come to you. See, because the universe will always reward those who's willing to work for their purpose, who's willing to work, put in the work to get that blessing that God said we can all have. So many times we come up with an idea, but we aren't willing to execute and put action into that idea. So what happens? It gets buried. It gets buried because, again, we don't feel as if we're worthy of that dream. We don't feel as if we're worthy of having more than we currently have right now. Why is that? Think about it. Why don't you feel like you're worthy? What have you gone through in your life that makes you feel as if you are not worthy of the greatness that God said is inside of you? You doubt the abilities that you have. You let circumstances and people dictate your future. Why? So many times I had to ask myself that very same question. I call it unpacking. I want to unpack my life to find out that what is going on with you that this is happening. Why are you not feeling that you're worthy? And then sometimes we put in the work and it doesn't happen overnight. So we get discouraged and we quit. We quit on ourselves because we don't feel as if we're worthy. So we quit. Fear grips us, doubt, the naysayers, the haters, a lot of things. And we'll never pick it up and try again. This week I spoke about in another video how I was going out to get my coffee. And my granddog Lexi, there's snow on the ground, and she's a very, very scary dog. So when she went to jump in the car, she got her front paws in, but her back legs fell down. And then she immediately got even more fearful to make that jump into the car. So she circled around the car a few times, unsure of herself. And I'm looking at her like, if I pick you up, I'm going to always have to pick you up because you're going to always have fear in your heart and doubt that you can't make it. So I need you to jump in this car because you can do it. You just have to try again. Like Sister Green always told me. Try again. And she did. And you know what? She finally made it. She finally made it. What are you giving up in your life right now? What are you afraid of in your life right now? Afraid to leave people behind because you know everyone can't come with you. Those people that you've been around all your life, you know that where you're trying to go, they may not be ready for. But can I tell you this? Can I tell you one thing that I had to learn? You can be the example that they need. You can be the example. You can be the example of someone who, although there was adversity in their life, they were able to overcome that adversity and become successful. Now, your idea of success may be different from another person's idea of success. Your idea for success right now in this moment in your life may be something as simple as getting an education. That is successful. Because if you do that, depending on what you want to do in your life, that will set you up for a different type of position. That will put you in a pool with other people who's also looking for that type of position. That's called elevation. But we will never be able to elevate our life and get that feeling of worthiness if we're willing to settle and stay stuck where we are. And if you think that you aren't stuck, look around you and ask yourself, am I happy? Am I really happy where I am right now in life? Or have I settled for what life has given me based on my actions? Think about that. Think about that. My feeling of worthiness came along with the battles that I fought in my life. When I was able to sit back and review my life and look at everything that I've been able to overcome, I thought to myself, but God, like, how could I not be worthy? How could I not be worthy when I've gone through all of those things? And here I am on video right now talking to you. How can you not be worthy if this morning you woke up, you have breath in your body and your heart is beating, and you survived 2020? How can you not be worthy? Every day you wake up in the morning, you should thank God and know that you are worthy of something. And it is going to take hard work and dedication for you to figure that out. But once you figure it out, you'll start functioning in that feeling of worthiness all the time. So when the naysayers come, when the haters come and get to in your ear, you'll be able to bat them away like a fly, because it will mean nothing. Because you already know that what God said is true, and you can have whatever you want as long as you're willing to work for it. But working for it means that there's going to be times where you're going to want to give up. But if you give up, that means you'll never be able to win, because giving up means that you're settling. And if you're willing to settle, if you're willing to not be happy, if you're willing to be in the same place that you're in next year, so be it. So be it. But I just want to let you know that you are worthy. You are. You just have to figure out why. You have to let go of everything that has ever been done to you, unpack it, release it, let it go, because it's holding you back. That's like going through the airport and you're carrying 10 bags instead of picking up a baggage cart, putting them on there, and then putting them up under the plane to be rid of them. How long are you going to hold on to your past? How long are you going to let the naysayers dictate who you can be in your life? How long? If you don't feel worthy, what do you think is going to happen? So where are you functioning? What are you doing in your life right now? It's not rocket science. It's not. Life may have been set up to make you think that it's harder than it really is, but it's not. It just takes dedication. It's not easy, no, not at all. But you're worth it. You didn't learn to walk by just getting up and doing it one time. At least most people didn't. You had to fall down a few times. When you were young, you weren't scared of failure. You knew who you were. But life circumstances made you forget. I think in 2021, it's time for us to pick up where we left off and remove all those burdens. Believe you can. If you can believe it, you can achieve it. That is facts. That is facts. Let nobody fool you and think that that is not true. Don't look at what's going on around you. Look at what's going on inside of you and start from there. Start from there. Trust and believe. I'll be back. Don't forget to subscribe.